What's up YouTube, Kristo here, and I have another list for you, something a little bit different this time. I've taken different fragrances from my collection, my wife's collection as well, and I've put them into 15 different categories. And I kind of done something a bit different. Nothing's rated. I've already done my top 20 summer designers for 2012. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. So yeah, basically I'm taking 15 different fragrances and saying something that really stands out about them for the summer months. No order, no specific order. Basically the last couple will be my favorite from, men's, women's, and unisex, but other than that, everything else in no particular order. So let's get into it, because this is probably going to be a long one. So the first goes to the most unique designer. If you're someone like me that is at heart a genuine designer lover, you got into designers and you still love them, that's me through and through. When you find designer fragrances that were made for the summer or flankers for the summer, finding something unique is really hard, and this to me is absolutely one that stands out without a doubt. My most unique designer for the summer is Paco Rabanne Pour Homme Eau, and this is a really strange, kind of minimalist, transparent, vegetal fragrance, and it's just so weird. It just smells like this kind of generic green vegetable feeling, and there's no vegetables in the notes, but what there is in there definitely comes off as a vegetable feeling. There's basil, there's woody notes, there's incense and rosemary, but it all comes together to make this one really interesting, really bizarre vegetal feeling. So most unique designer goes to Paco Rabanne Pour Homme Eau. Next one, quite the contrary, a great mainstream designer fragrance. This fragrance did make my top 20 list, and I've always been an advocate for it. I do like it. It got a lot of bad press, a lot of people really ripped on it, but I've always enjoyed it. Great mainstream designer fragrance goes to Burberry Sport for Men. This is a spicy ginger fragrance, and it's got sea notes and some kind of weedy herbal notes in it. Really nice. I enjoy it. My only pitfall for this is that it does only last about 3 or 4 hours, unfortunately, but you can find this pretty heavily discounted, and I think this is a pretty good mainstream designer fragrance. It is definitely different than most stuff that is coming out released as a sport or summer edition. Next one, great mainstream niche. Now, a lot of people, they love to hate this, and they love to hate it, I think, mostly because it makes so many people's summer lists for the niche fragrances. I love it because it smells really good, and it definitely reminds me of living in the tropics. My great mainstream niche fragrance is Virgin Island Water from Creed. This is a boozy, coconutty, green citrus lime fragrance. A lot of people say it reminds them of Malibu. I don't know, I don't drink Malibu myself, but a lot of people say this is what reminds them of it. And to me, I definitely get more of the lime and the coconut. I don't know about the boozy rumminess, but it's a really nice fragrance. People talk about the suntan lotion thing, but if I had suntan lotion that smelled like this, I'd love it. This is niche quality, and it doesn't smell like suntan lotion. Next one, great cheapie, a great cheapie. I very recently did a review of this. my great cheapie for the summer this year is Alfred Sung Paradise Homme. This has papaya and seawater notes. You can pick this up pretty much for about $20, maybe $25 or less. It doesn't have the best longevity, and it doesn't have the best development or the most complex notes, but it's really nice. For what it does, I think this is absolutely worth the $20 for 100 ml you're going to spend. I think this is definitely worth the buy. Especially if you just kind of want something you can splash on yourself and, you know, not worry about counting dollars per spray kind of thing. Next one, I have a great unisex designer fragrance, and I've definitely not given this as much attention as a lot of the YouTube reviewers have. To me, it's not the best from the line, but it is still good, and definitely of this line that it comes from, this is the one that my wife and I definitely use the most of out of us, between the two of us. So for my great unisex designer fragrance for summer, I have Hermès Un Jardin sur le Nil. And yeah, you can probably see we've taken a good chunk out of this. I have kind of issues with this. There's something that really reminds me of vitamin C tablets. Is it a bad thing? Not necessarily, but there are definitely other Un Jardins that I prefer to this. My wife likes this a lot, and I enjoy it, so that's the reason I decided to put it as my unisex designer. Next one. If you're someone like me who lives perpetually in the summer heat, and you are looking for something that's, you know, good for summer, but has like kind of a dark, more heavy feeling, the next fragrance is a good one for you. So this is what I'm calling my great dark scent for the summer, and this is Bond No. 9's Wall Street. A lot of people really hate this. They talk about some kind of fishy note in it, and I don't get that. I really don't get that. I find this to be quite heavy, quite dark, quite strong. Perhaps transparent, slightly linear, I will give it that, but I do find this to be quite heavy and dark for what it is. This is considered to be an aquatic, and there's such interesting notes in this, the cucumber, and I think that's where it is. People really debate about the cucumber, and a lot of people say it smells like fish somehow. I don't get that. I absolutely do not get that. I get something kind of dark and kind of mysterious, aquatic, fresh. Really enjoy this great dark scent for the summer. Wall Street Bond No. 9. Most versatile niche fragrance. And this one coming up, I love this. I absolutely love it. I've had this for about 6 or 8 months, and I have worn nearly half my bottle, if that tells you anything about it. My most versatile niche fragrance is Creed Silver Mountain Water. This is a fantastic fragrance. It's kind of aromatic. It's got a bit of fruitiness to it, but it's got this kind of sharp metallic note to it that it's just so interesting and unique, but at the same time it's really safe, and you can use it basically anytime. You can wear it casually, you could wear it to the office, you could wear this basically anywhere. I really enjoy this, and I do think this is a very versatile niche fragrance for the summer, and it is quite affordable now. You can find this at discounters for like less than 150 bucks. Absolutely one of my favorites for summer without a doubt. Now, my most versatile designer. This was in the summer collab video. I put this in. I don't know if you watch my spot or not. If you watch the summer collab video, my most versatile designer fragrance is Platinum Egoist from Chanel. This is I love this, fantastic neroli geranium fragrance. It's really light and soft, and it's got these, again, interesting metallic notes. I don't know what it is about with these summer fragrances that have metallic notes, but this is really classy, and it's not too expensive. You know, Chanel, it's expensive enough, but you can buy a bottle of this and you can wear it casually, you can wear it more formally, and it will work well. It'll work well anytime, daytime, nighttime, day, casual, everything. Platinum Egoist is excellent. I love it. Next one. This is a good one because I've actually had several people ask me about this. And they ask, what do you think are great winter fragrances for summer? I live in the tropics, and I obviously have a lot of wintertime fragrances. And a lot of my wintertime fragrances, like a lot of the reviewers, are amongst my favorites. So what do you like to wear for the winter in the summer? And as soon as I had people ask this to me, there were two things that stood out right away, like without even hesitation. And they are, and I'm going to announce them at the same time because I don't want to put one above the other. I've got Prada Amber Pour Homme, and I've got Amen from Thierry Mugler. And both of these are awesome. I love these so much. These are two of my oversprayers, things that I will put on 10 to 15 sprays, up to 20 or 25 during the course of a day. I actually wore this today, and I had to leave the teacher's room to spray it on myself because I knew I would just go overboard. I think I ended up using, by the end of the afternoon, I used about 15 or 20 sprays of this. I love it. The opening notes on Amen are absolutely gorgeous. I love them. Prada Amber Pour Homme, soapy, clean, fresh feeling. It is quite heavy. The patchouli, the saffron, and all of that. It is heavy, but man, I absolutely love wearing this in the summertime. Both of these are great winter fragrances for the summer. Next one, I'm looking at a fresh natural fragrance, and this did make my top 20 list. My favorite fresh natural fragrance is a designer, and it is going to Eau d'Orange Verte from Hermès. And this really genuinely does smell like the zest from a green orange. Kind of as contradictory as that sounds, there are such things as green oranges, and this really, really does smell like the zest off of one. It's tangy and bitter and sour, and unfortunately only lasts a couple hours, but when that's on my skin, I adore it. I love this fragrance a lot. Okay, we're getting into my top 5 here. So the next one I'm looking at, my favorite women's designer fragrance. And I took this out of my wife's wardrobe. She has a much smaller wardrobe than I do, but this one is one of my favorites. I love it. I bought this for her. I sampled numerous things at the same time, and this one really, really wowed me. It's quite under the radar, quite hard to find, but my pick for women's designer for the summer is going to Thierry Mugler Innocent Summer Dew. And this is, oh my god, this is so beautiful. It's this aromatic, gourmand fragrance. The best way I can describe it is a grapefruit candy floss or cotton candy fragrance, and it's just ever so slightly sweet, but it's got these really bitter kind of earthy tones to it, and oh my god, I love this. It's an eau de parfum as well, and whenever I smell this in the house, whenever we go out and my wife puts this on, I can smell it basically anywhere, and But the thing as well that makes it very different from a lot of the Tiare Mugler for women is it's really soft and delicate, and it's so beautiful. I absolutely love this. So favorite women's designer, Innocent Summer Dew from Tiare Mugler. Next we have favorite women's niche fragrance, and to me this opened up a lot of doors. This opened up a lot of doors to me. I am really into white florals, yellow florals, light florals if you will, and amongst the ones that I own, I would say this is probably my favorite. So my favorite women's niche is Bond No. 9 Madison Soiree. It's this really delicate, simple, white floral fragrance that has this really heady honeysuckle note in it, and it's just so beautiful. I love it. I've become so infatuated with white florals and yellow florals, and this is one of the reasons this and Fashion Avenue are two Bond fragrances that really get overlooked, but they're so fantastic. I'm so in love with white florals now, and this is part of the reason. This is a fantastic white floral fragrance. Next, I'm giving this my booby prize. I overlooked this in my top 20 designer fragrances, and the reason was basically I hadn't worn it a lot since my last summer list, 2011, and I really like this a lot, but I just hadn't had enough experience with it, so I really needed to mention it because I didn't want it to feel left out. So my booby prize for my top 20 designer fragrances for 2012 goes to Paco Rabanne Ultraviolet Summer Pop. This was in my 2011 video, and man, I still love this. It's like plasticky flower fragrance, and I do not like the ultraviolet. The original ultraviolet, I don't like it at all. This is so much better. It's transparent and soft and light, and it's got this really interesting grapefruit note that really sets it apart. There's a lot of the flankers of the ultraviolet that do smell pretty similar, but of the ones I've tried, this is absolutely without my favorite. So this is the booby prize, Paco Rabanne Ultraviolet Summer Pop. Next one, I'm getting into my favorite men's designer, and if you know me, if you've watched my channel, you'll know what this is. This is my first ever review. I've been plugging this to everyone. I love this fragrance, and I always have since I tried it, and I always will. I have put so many people onto this, and I've had very little criticism on this fragrance. I have like a 98% success rate. My favorite designer for men is none other than Lalique White. This is a citrus aromatic. It's got pepper notes, it's got lemon leaf, it's got tamarind, which is really unique. It's like a South Asian herbal note. It's really strange stuff. I don't know, people drink it here. I don't know, it's definitely not my favorite note, but Lalique White, man, like I said, of all the people I've turned on to this, I've had very few complaints, and I'm very happy. This has officially become my summer signature scent, and you can get 120 ml bottles of this, 125 ml bottles of this for like $40 or less. So this is one of the best out there. In my opinion, the best summer fragrance in the designer world, Lalique White. And my favorite overall niche for summer 2012, it is actually a unisex fragrance. It's not for men or women, it's unisex, and I think it does fit into that. This fragrance really got me excited. This got me into Bond No. 9. It was the first Bond No. 9 I tried that really got me excited. My choice for best niche for 2012 is Bond number 9 Eau de New York. I love this. I absolutely love this. This is totally different than anything I've smelled. I've really gotten into neroli notes recently, and this still stands as my favorite neroli fragrance. It's just so unique. It's so damn unique. It's got neroli, it's got citrus, it's got white flowers. A lot of people talk about Tom Ford's portfolio, neroli portfolio, and I recently got to try these side by side. This is way better, way better. It blows it out of the water. No comparison. It's stronger, it's heavier, it's got more development, it's got better notes. No comparison at all. I know a lot of people love to hate on Bond number 9, but this is absolutely without a doubt both my favorite Bond number 9 fragrance and my favorite neroli fragrance. So my favorite niche for this year goes to Bond number 9 Eau de New York, an absolutely fantastic, out of this world neroli white flower fragrance. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too long. I'd really enjoy a lot of your feedback, see what you have to say about what I've chosen. Maybe if you have a better recommendation for a specific category, I'd love to hear it. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you again soon.